Hello, everybody. I am Steve Boss 939, and today this is a random person on the internet's biased opinion on Hollow Knight charms. And yes, I am the random person on the internet who has biased opinion on all these Hollow Knight charms. So I'm just going to be going through the wiki of all the charms, give my opinions, if I use them, how I like their design, how I like their system, and who cares really. The first charm up is Balder Shell. This charm costs 2 notches to equip and can be found in Howling Cliffs. Now, what makes this charm special is that when the bearer is using focus, a shell will come over them. The shell acts as a shield that will protect them from a hit of an enemy. Although it will cancel the heal, you'll lose all soul you used, but it saves you from taking damage. But be careful, this shell will break after too much use. Now, in my opinion, it's a decent charm. Now, have I used this much? No. I've used it probably once, and that was when I was struggling with Loskin. All in all, I'd say it's a decent charm. I'm not going to really be ranking, but I'd give it a C tier if I was. Next charm is Dash Master. Now, for the next charm cost 2, this Sans looking charm can be found within the Fungal Wastes. Now, this charm gives you a movement ability of being able to dash quicker as well as dashing down. Now, the use for this, literally almost nothing. The only time I use this charm is when I am trying to do Flower Quest, because I just gotta go fast. But do I use it often? No. Do I like it? Not really. Does it look like sand from the hit game Undertale? Yes, it does. For that, I would say it's an okay charm. It's not too good, but it's not too bad. It's okay. Alright, next charm is Deep Focus. Now, this charm costs a whopping 4 notches and can be found within Crystal Peaks. This gem looking like charm can increase the amount of masks healed by the wearer, but it will lower the time. I mean, it will take longer to heal. Now, this may sound like a really bad downside, but when it comes to certain boss fights, it can be pretty useful, especially during boss fights in Hall of Gods, Ascended boss fights that do 2 damage or double damage no matter what. It can really help you get that back. Paired with another charm down here, it can be really, really helpful. Uh, Now, design-wise, I think this looks amazing. It has the crystal structure with the metal. Just, yes. All in all, I'd say it's a good charm. Next is Defender's Crest. This is a odd one with a charm cost of 1. This can be found within the Royal Waterways after beating um, Sun Defender. Now, what this charm does is it quote causes the bearer to emit a heroic odor. It causes you to sting. Now, the odor it emits from the character can damage nearby enemies, but I mean, just why? It just looks bad first off, and it's not really too good of a charm. You have to it depends on your play style. You want to get really up close, sure it'll work, but if you prefer using spells from afar, not really. Personally, I've never used this charm. I've equipped it like once to get Elderbug's special dialogue. But other than that, nothing. Design wise, it's pretty cool. It looks like a beetle, just like Dung Defender. But all in all, it's a bad charm. Now we're at Dream Wielder. At another notch cost of 1, this charm can be found in resting grounds. Now, what this charm does, it basically gives you a quicker dream nail animation, which allows you to do it in a much quicker time, and it also gives you the benefit of more soul. Now, personally, I think it's alright. I used it a few times, mainly when I just had an extra charm slot available and know the charms to put in that. But all in all, it's pretty alright. The design though, that is a really, really good design. The golden dream essence particle effect kind of design. Um, I personally find that really, really cool looking. But all in all, it's alright. Next, we got Fluke Nest. This weird looking charm has a notch cost of 3 and can be found in Royal Waterways after killing Fluke Marm. I know, some of you don't want that. But if you want this charm, it has to be done. Now, what this charm does is strange. It summons a bunch of baby flukes when you use Vengeful Spear or Fatal. Now, if it wasn't for them just being terrible, it'd be an alright charm, but casting this charm just throws out a bunch of uh, little flukes that hardly hit anything, and personally, I've never used this, but all in all, it's bad. It's bad. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's bad. The design of it is just fluke marm. Next, we have Greed. Now, I'm going to be talking about Fragile and Unbreakable as one thing, just because they basically are. Just one breaks upon death, one doesn't. Now, Greed, costing 2 charm notches, is being found in the fungal waste by trading with Leg Eater. Not trading, buying. Um, and what it does is it causes you to find more Geo when you kill enemies. Now, I love this charm. It is an amazing charm in my opinion, because when you're just grinding to make these charms unbreakable or to get that last hero nail, um, you just end up having to grind for so long. Having greed can greatly help you, giving you more geo, but until you get it unbreakable by um, paying for it in the Grimtroop tent, it can be a little risky. But all in all, I think I really like it. And the design of the charm is just like a bunch of geo clamped together, which honestly, I love it. Next, we are on Heart, Fragile and Unbreakable. This charm costs 2 notches and can be found, like all the other Fragiles, in Fungal Waste by trading Plague Eater. Now, what this does is, when worn, it gives you 2 extra masks, not lifeblood, healable masks. Now, once again, I'm putting this in amazing. Because have you ever been fighting a boss and just wished you had this a little bit extra health to get you through to the end? Or have you been fighting a ascended boss and just have these 2 charm notches that you're not really sure what to put, and you just really want to have basically an extra mask? Fragile and Unbreakable Heart is there. Um, I personally use this a lot. Um, I use it in a my Hall of Gods build, and personally, I just also love the design of all the masks, and I, once again, want to call it amazing. Next is the iconic, fragile, and unbreakable Strength. At 3 notches, this charm can be, once again, found in fungal ways by trading with Leg Eater. Now, I'm just going to clear it away. This charm is S tier, top tier, best of the best. It is a charm that gives you a buff to your nail damage, which is amazing. You do extra damage, and I mean, sure it costs 3, but it could cost 4. Just be grateful for what you got, all right? And the design of it, all those teeth, that I can't tell if that's supposed to be the uh pale worm or something like that, but yeah. Next is Fury of the Fallen. Now, at 2 notches, this can be found at the very beginning of the game in King's Pass. Personally, I never use this charm. Anytime I'm at 1 mask, I always heal up. I always try to heal up. The only time I'll use this is during a Steel Soul when I'm at the very beginning and trying to fight through False Knight, which honestly I will admit I am terrible at that fight. I don't know how. But basically what this charm does is when you're at 1 mask, it makes you do more damage, which is cool in concept, but tell me, how many times are you actually going down to 1 mask without using Lifeblood? Exactly. So in all, I'll give it a decent charm. It has good mechanics, and I like I like it when I use it, but I don't really use it. Next is Gathering Swarm. At a 1 charm notch, this can be found, well, more but in Dirtmouth by Sly. Basically, what the charm does, it's once you kill an enemy, these little flies will come down and drag the Geo to you. Now, I love this charm, because I always put it in my exploration build, and especially when grinding Geo, you can hit them, kill them, and start on the next one without bothering to collect the Geo. Then, you know that one Geo Rock in the path to go fight Broken Vessel? You know how annoying it was to try to collect that with Gathering Swarm? Stuff like that won't happen. If Geo falls into spikes, the flies will get it out. And the design is really good. You have a Geo with a fly, hence what it does. And I like it. Next, we have Glowing Womb. After 2 charm notches, you can find this in Forgotten Crossroads. Basically, what this does is it drains the soul of you. A spell worth a soul, I'm pretty sure. I don't really use this at all. But it will summon hatchlings, which will protect you. This is trash. It takes up soul. And then you have these little things that are knocking around, fighting things, dying, using more soul. It's basically you just never have soul. So I would call it a bad charm. But the design is pretty alright. You have the little aspid thing there. I think that's an aspid. I know it is not. What am I saying? Trust me, I play this game. Next, we have Grubberfly's Elegy. At 3 charm notches, this can be found after collecting all grubs and going back to Grubfather. Now, what this does is, well, it basically just gives you the Master Sword Beam effect from Legend of Zelda. If you somehow don't know what that is, basically at full health, you can shoot holy energy, a beam, a blade of holy energy out of your nail. It extends before either disappearing or hitting an enemy. Personally, I don't really use this that much, but I find the concept really cool, and I heard it can really help you during the God home fight, so I like it. That's all right. Now, the design itself is a grub basically turned into moth or butterfly, and I really like that charm. It's I'd say it's really unique from all the other charms we have here, where sometimes it's just a repetition of the same thing. You just have this one center thing that's not really repeated anywhere else. The only place you could say that at least its face is repeated is in the next charm, Grub Song. At one charm notch, this can be found in Forgotten Crossroads after collecting and saving some grubs. Now, what this does is basically it gives you soul whenever you get hit. 15 soul every time you take damage. And when paired with Grubify's Elegy, it actually has a synergy where it gives you 10 extra soul, 25 in total. Now, I love this charm. It's an amazing charm. I don't really use it as much anymore, but I used it all throughout early game and especially during Path of Pain, White Palace. This is a lifesaver. Use it. Next, we have Heavy Blow. With two charm notches, it can be bought from Sly and Dirtmouth. Now, basically, it's trash. All it does is recoil enemies further away from you, which, why would that be helpful? Unless it's a rare situation where you're trying to knock someone off a cliff into spikes or acid. So personally, I hate it. The design's alright, all the nails, but once again, repetition of a symbol or an object is extremely common. You can see it in like Grub Song, Heart, Strength, Grief. Now that I'm looking through it, it's not that common, but still. I have made a lapse my judgment. This is not scripted, by the way, so if I make mistakes, please forgive me. I really do play this game and I love it. Next is Hive Blood. With the notch cost of 4, it can be found in the hive after defeating Hive Knight. Now, this honey crystal looking thing basically will heal a previously broken mask, well, lost mask. It, but it will only work for masks you just lost. So be careful. It won't continuously heal up your full mask. It'll only do the one you lost, and it takes time. Now, have I used this often? No. Did I use it for a really good purpose? Yes. During Path of Pain and White Palace, specifically Path of Pain, you can get to White Palace decently without it. I highly recommend this because um, in most parts of Path of Pain specifically, I'm going to be talking about Path of Pain, you will generally get to heal that mask before you get to the part that you keep dying at. So, all in all, it's a great charm. Design of it, I love it. It's this kind of gem made of honey or nectar. It actually says nectar in the description, but all in all, I love it. Next is King Soul, possibly one of the hardest charms to get. You having to go beat Mantis, not Mantis, Trader Lord, and going through the whole White Palace parkour. This charm costs a whopping 5 charm notches. Now, this charm will gradually give you soul. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of soul every so often. But this charm is really important, especially if you want to get the Dream No More ending or Sealed Siblings, because you have to get the soul to get a very important soul called Void Heart. Now, King Soul also does another feature. It opens a subsection of Abyss called Birthplace, which is needed to get King Soul. The design itself, I like it. It's pale, like the White Lady and Pale King, and each of them having a half of it kind of resembles what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like the kingdom's soul, I guess. I may be looking too far into it. It's also 1 a.m. at night, so I may be getting a little tired, but all in all, I like it. It's expensive, but it's decent. Next is Joni's Blessing. At 4 charm notches, this charm will turn all of your hearts into lifeblood hearts. Now, It'll also give you more. But the downside of this, although you have a bunch more masks, you cannot heal a bit of them, like all of them. So yeah, the only way to get masks back would be sitting on a bench or sitting on a bench. I really don't see any other way of getting them back. Unless you have High Flood, which it will heal the previously lost mask. All in all, I used this once to get the next charm of our list, a Lifeblood Core. This charm costs 3 notches and can be found in the Abyss after getting, I'm pretty sure it's 15 Lifeblood Hearts, which would be using Joni's Blessing and the next charm, Lifeblood Heart. More about that in a minute. Basically, what this does, it gives you 4 extra masks, but these are Lifeblood masks, meaning you can't heal them. You have to sit on a bench. I love this charm. If you have 3 extra charm notches, use it. I mean, it's much better than its alternative, which is coming up next. And honestly, I just love the design too. Next, we have Lifeblood Heart, costing 2 notches this time. This can be bought from Salubra in Forgotten Crossroads. Now, unlike its big brother Lifeblood Core, this one will only give you 2 Lifeblood Hearts. It does necessarily the same thing, except it gives you half as many. But you do get this much earlier than Core. Now, I love this charm. I used it all throughout my early game, and I I just gotta give it an amazing design. It's pretty good. Um, it's not one of my favorites here, but it's pretty good. All in all, I do recommend it, especially if you're an early game and it's your first playthrough. It can really help having these 2 temporary masks. Next, we have a long nail. From 2 notches, this can give you a longer nail, as the name suggests. Do I use this? No. Do I like it? Yes. Now, this charm basically just increases your nail a little bit, and that's all it does. That's literally all it does. It can be it can be paired with another charm similar to increase it extra, but I like this. I like the theory behind it. I like that it only costs 2. The design, on the other hand, I feel like it's bland. It's just this thing in the middle with what I can only guess to be whitened out nails surrounding this piece of metal. Next, it is Mark of Pride, basically the big brother of Long Nail. For 3 charm notches, it gives you a longer nail, even longer than what Long Nail would give you. Basically, all the same things apply, but when paired with Long Nail, it can give you a much longer nail than you just have using one charm separately. But I personally don't like it, mainly due to the fact that it costs 3 charm notches. I don't often have 3 extra charm notches to spare, mainly because I use the charms when I'm not using my 2 main builds. So I'll give it an okay. Design-wise, I love it. As I don't even know how to describe it, and I just like it. Next is Nailmaster's Glory. At 1 charm notch, this can be found in Dirtmouth after acquiring all 3 nail arts and talking to Sly. All this charm does is give you a much quicker charge up for nail arts. Do I use this? No. Do I like it? It's alright. I don't really use it too much, but it's alright. The design looks like the nail masters themselves, which I kind of like because you're using their skills, so it looks like them. Next is quick focus. What this charm does is it allows you to focus quicker. For 3 notches, this can be found in Forgotten Crossroads by buying from Saluber. I think, I hope. Once again, it's like 1 a.m. and I'm just doing this no script. Basically, it greatly increases the speed of which you heal. That's about it. I like this. I don't use it too often, but when I do, I love using it. The 3 charm notch cost drags it down a little, but I'm not trying to do a rebalancing video, so who cares? Next is possibly one of the goats of the charms, Wick Slash. For a cost of 3 notches and can be found in Kingdom's Edge, this charm allows you to swing your nail quicker. I like it. You wanna know why? More damage. Basically, I use this charm in all my builds. It is never unequipped, unless I'm doing like Path of Pain. So I have to give it an amazing tier. Once again, I'm not ranking. I don't know why I said tier. Next, we have another one I'm gonna have to say I love because I don't use a single I don't use a single layout without this. Why? Because it ups Vengeful Spirit and Shade Souls attack, not and it gives the size bigger. It also does it also increases the strength of the other spells, but not the size. All in all, I like it. The design, it's basically a snail shaman's shell. Yeah, it's a shell. Next is Shape of Un, or Un. Notch cost is 2 and can be found in Link of Un, or Un. Basically, when healing, it turns into a slug, allowing you to move around while healing, possibly avoiding attacks. I personally never use this, and the concept, it's alright. I would have to give it a okay tier. The design, on the other hand, this elegant design of On himself, or herself, I don't really know, is masterpiece. Now, we still got quite a bit to go, so stay with me here. 10 more charms. Sharp Shadow at 2 notch costs. This can only be used if you have a Shade Dash, by the way, Shade Cloak. What this does is it does 1 nail swing of damage anytime you Shade Dash through an enemy. This is useful because, especially during fights like Pure Vessel and Fatal Lord, because when you dash through them like you often do, it damages them more and it also increases the length of your dash. So basically wearing this charm is a no-brainer for most fights for me. I use it in my exploration, I use it in my boss fight most of the time, Bill, and I like it. Next is Soul Catcher. At 2 notches, this can be found in the Ancestral Mound after defeating the Elder Balder. What this does is give you a little bit extra soul every time you hit something. Now, personally, I never use this. I just didn't have the charm notches early game, and once I did, I had better charms. Personally, I would give this bad. It really doesn't do that much extra, and the design is um, extremely similar to Shaman Stone, just with a different pattern and color. but not at all like the next one in the Shaman Stone Charm line thingamabob, Soul Eater. With a whopping 4 charm notches, this can be found in Resting Grounds. This charm gives you a lot of extra soul per hit. Now, I love this charm, especially during Radiant fights and uh, Hall of Gods, where I overcharm using this charm. I find it really, really useful, especially during the Radiant Nightmare King Grim fight, where I would just hit him twice and then I would have a spell. I would have to give this an amazing in design, the blue and gold, although you could say it is just a rotated version of the Shaman Stones with a different pattern. I think it is unique enough to not be considered similar of those two. Uh, Now we are at Spell Twister. With 2 charm notches cost, this can be found in Soul Sanctum. Basically what this does, it decreases the amount of soul it takes to cast a spell or heal. Now, it's a great charm. I don't use it too often, but when I first got it, I used it quite a bit. Um, and the design of it, I love the Spell Twister's design. I personally like this charm. I'll put it in. I'm gonna say it's good, just because of its use and its look. Next is Spore Shroom. With 1 notch cost, it can be found in Fungal Waste. Basically, what this does is when you heal, it releases spores around you, which damage enemies. When paired with Fender's Crest, it does a little bit bigger of a blast. Now, I will admit I used this almost my entire first playthrough. Um, and especially during Lost Kin fight, it is extremely useful when killing those ghosts because you heal, the spores release, and those little infection blob ghosts will just die to it. So I love it. It's good. The design is a little, it's once again repetitive. You have mushroom, mushroom, mushroom. That's it. Next, Stalwart Shell. With 2 charm notch costs, it just gives you a little bit more invincibility frames. That's about it. The design's pretty cool. I can't really tell what it is, but it's pretty cool. But I never use this, and I would have to give it a bad because you're kind of trying not to get hit. And if you get hit, you usually have enough time, unless you're being bombarded with 5 million primal aspids. You usually have enough time to get away and hit, or something like that. The only use I could find for this is if you're trying a damage tank strat for a boss, but other than that, I don't see a use. Next is Steady Body. With 1 charm notch cost, this charm basically stops you from recoiling backwards. Now, if you have an extra charm not to waste, sure, why not? But the more you play this game, and especially players who play it a lot more, uh, uh, it can be harder to use because you usually account for the knockback. Um, but personally, I think it's alright. It's decent. The design, honestly, I cannot tell you what that is supposed to be, but it's something, alright. Next is Thorns of Agony. With 1 charm notch cost, it can be found within Green Path. Now, for some reason, I've seen hate on this charm, but I love it. I've used it all throughout my beginning playthrough. up until like very, very late game, like end game, basically. Um, what this does is it basically sends out a bunch of avoid thorns when you get hit that attack multiple enemies around you, dealing, I'm pretty sure it's a nail damage. And I don't know why people hate on it. I love it. It gives you a chance to kill some enemies that are attacking you, or at least damage them to where they're possibly a hit or two away. Now, I can see people not wanting to use it in boss fights in place of other charms, but just for basic exploration, I like it. Next, we have Void Heart. This charm is basically what King Soul becomes after you go to Birthplace. It costs 0 charm notches and cannot be taken off. All this charm does is it makes uh, siblings and your own shade not attack you, and you can kill them one hit. It also kind of does give you Dream No More and Sealed Siblings ending, along with the God Home endings. So it's a very important charm unless you're just going for the base Hollow Knight ending. Next, we have the GOAT of all the charms, the greatest of all time, the one I would not be a fan of Hollow Knight without Wayward Compass. With one charm notch, it can be bought from Zelda and Dirtmouth. It gives you your location on the map. That's it. But I love it. If you offend this charm, you're gonna sleep with one eye open. I'm just kidding. Seriously though. It's an amazing charm. I love the design. It always reminds me of a compass. And personally, I love it. Alright. Now there are a few more charms. This is added if you have the Grim Troop DLC, which I'm pretty sure comes with most things except for the PC version. Well, maybe. I think it does come with PC. Hold on. Yeah, it comes with PC. It adds 3 new charms. 4. Sorry. 5. 5. Uh, First off, you get to make all your fragile charms unbreakable, but it costs a ton of geo. Like, I'm pretty sure strength is 15,000. But the new charms it adds, well, first you got Carefree Melody. With 3 charm notches, this can be obtained after banishing the Grim Troop from Hallownest. Basically, from what I know, I don't have this charm, I have Grimchild. But from what I know, this charm gives you a chance to negate damage of a hit. It starts at 0, and each hit increases by 10 until it finally blocks damage, it goes back to 0. Once again, this is not scripted. If I get something wrong, I get something wrong. I've never used this charm, mainly because I wanted to fight Nightmare King Grim and not banish the troop. But yeah, next we got Dream Shield. For 3 charm notches, it's possibly the most hated charm. Why this is because of, well, you just get a shield that floats around you, dealing damage anytime it hits anything. But for 3 notches, you get that. I don't see its use. The design of the charm looks pretty good, but personally, I never use this. Next is Grimchild. At 2 notches, this can be given to you after summoning the Grim Troop and talk to Grim. Um, it has multiple different levels to it, but all of them summon a companion known as Grimchild. This companion will occasionally shoot a fireball at an enemy. It starts out pretty weak, but its final is pretty alright. Now, this is important to A, get 112%, and B, fight Grim and Nightmare King Grim. It also unlocks 3 new enemies, which you cannot fight unless you have this equipped. And to upgrade it, you basically have to collect 3 flames by defeating these enemies and returning to Grim, where he'll upgrade it and eventually fight you. Now, my opinion is it's alright. I hate that to actually fight, especially Nightmare King Grim, you have to have this equipped, but I do like it. The design looks pretty good, all the designs, and personally, how could you not like Grimchild? Next is Sprint Master. For one charm notch, it looks like Sans decided to get a red spiked coat. I'm just kidding, but basically this is similar to Dash Master, where it increases movement. This charm will make you move quicker, make you move faster. Um, that's really all it does, but I really do like it. It's especially helpful for Flower Quest. That's really one of the only times I'll use it, but if I do have an extra charm notch, I might use it. It just depends on what else I'm using. Alright, for the last charm on this entire list, Weaver Song. This charm costs 2 notches and can be found in Weaver's Den. Basically, it summons tiny little Weaver spiders to attack. Doesn't take soul, and it's pretty useful. Honestly, these guys will attack, and unless you're going through Mantis Village, it's pretty useful. Go to Mantis Village, you'll attack the Mantis, and you just have to fight them all. And the design, I like that it's a Weaver spider with what I can imagine is silk. But yeah, I say it's a decent charm. And that is all. Thank you for watching my video. And remember, this is a random person on the internet's biased opinion on all the Hollow Knight charms. If I said I hated a charm that you personally enjoy, I don't care. It's my own biased opinions. Thank you all for watching, and this is SteveBoss939 out.